California is famous for its dramatic weather swings, ranging from extended droughts to severe flooding, and many experts are predicting that this season could be one for the record books. However, from a historic perspective, a strong El Niño season doesn't always translate to heavy flooding or extreme snowfall in the mountains. Southern California's great flood events of the last century occurred in 1916, 1938, 1969, 1980, 1998, and 2005. None of those events occurred during an El Niño season. One of Southern California's most notorious floods occurred in March 1938, when a monster storm dumped up to 30 inches of rain on the region that was already drenched by weeks of steady downpours. More than 100 deaths and millions of dollars in damage resulted from the flood of 1938, which was not an El Niño season. The strongest El Niño event ever recorded occurred in the 97-98 season. During that season, Los Angeles received 31 inches of rain, which more than doubled their average.
Meteorologist Mark Mancuso. And in weather history, between February and March 1938, a catastrophic 50-year flood inundated the Southern California counties of Los Angeles, Orange, and Riverside. The Red Cross called it the 5th largest flood in history. The flooding of the 3 area rivers and tributaries of the San Gabriel, Los Angeles, and Santa Ana rivers was caused by a pair of oceanic storms that swept inland across the Los Angeles basin, producing abnormal rainfall. Without flood control dams, the Santa Ana River swelled to over 317,000 cubic feet per second, almost half that of the Mississippi. Small towns were completely swept away. Traffic was stopped for days as heavy silt buried roads and debris from collapsed dams knocked out bridges. People were marooned in the San Gabriel Mountains as mudslides prevented escape. The intense flooding transformed most of the low-lying Riverside and Orange counties into a large lake. Afterwards, the Army Corps of Engineers began to channel the rivers with hydrologically controlled dams to prevent further disasters of this magnitude. It damaged or destroyed 7,000 homes, stranded over 800 cars, and killed over 110 people. It resulted in $40 million in damage at the time. I'm Mark Mancuso.
The storm began late Sunday night on February 27, 1938. By the second day of rainfall, the official weather forecast reported that Los Angeles and vicinity will be unsettled with rain Monday and probably Tuesday, an understatement for the havoc to come. In 24 hours, by 10:30 p.m. February 28th, the average seasonal rainfall in Los Angeles was up to 14.43 inches. In comparison, the normal seasonal amount at that point was 10.88 inches. By the third day of the storm, even heavier rainfall poured down, overwhelming the river from the valley down to Long Beach. The storm would last for 5 days.
The powerful force exceeded man's expectations for natural disaster along the river. Major infrastructures collapsed directly in view of bystanders, telephone connections were lost, and lives were taken with the rapidly bulging current. Destruction spread as long and wide as the river. In Universal City, 250 feet of concrete washed away the Lankershim Boulevard Bridge along with a cafe, 10 homes, and the lakeside golf course. On the west side, the waters swallowed 8 square miles of Venice around Venice Boulevard, Washington Street, Brooks Avenue, Trolley Way, and Mildred Avenue. The Red Cross evacuated 800 men, women, and children. They were evacuated early in the morning on March 2, 1938. Rowmen from the canals rescued trapped residents who could not escape in time. Long Beach witnesses saw 10 people, including a small boy, 4 men, 3 sailors, and 2 women, fall into the water with a wooden pedestrian bridge. The disaster killed 144 people and left the county with repairs lasting for years, prompting the plans for ways to control the unpredictable strip of nature. When we think of ways to revitalize the Los Angeles River today, it is important to understand the power of the river, which can be unexpectedly destructive.